It's MANTA Force! Yeah! Yes, this is MANTA Force, and this is the pinnacle of the MANTA Force range. This is the ship MANTA, which stands for Multiple Air Naval Terrain Assault Force. If you've never heard of MANTA Force, that's fine. I don't care. But this was an awesome range of toys in the 80s, released in 1987 by, who was it by? Bluebird PLC? Piggybacking on all the famous space films which had been and gone, Star Wars, Battlestar, Galactica, the standard ones which I always mention when I'm talking about space things like this. And this ship was awesome. These were the good guys. This was the good guy ship. There was also some baddies who were called, excuse me while I reference MANTA Force online, there was a black Barracuda ship, and there was also the more well-known Venom? Yeah, Red Venom ship. There you go. There is the Red Venom ship, which was operated by the bad, evil people. The mission for MANTA Force was to find New Earth and save mankind. Apparently, Earth had become massively overpopulated, polluted, people living on top of each other, pretty similar to how it is now. So they predicted the future quite well. And the MANTA had to go and find a new second Earth for people from Earth to move to, I would guess. This ship in particular was commanded by 3 MANTA commanders, and the commanding crew of the entire MANTA Force were Commander Bill Quest, Buck Finn, and Nigel Hunt. Hunt, that is. H. Hunt. He was the commander of the MANTA Wolves, Buck was commander of MANTA Sharks, and Quest was the supreme commander of the MANTA Force. And there was a range of comics and books, and there were a few other crew members, apparently called Dave, who was driver of the fork truck in the loading bay, Jeff, who was loading work in the loading bay, the ship's cook, Sergeant Ricotti, Master at Arms, Sergeant Sweeney, I'm not making this up, Corporal Scott Ramsey, the MANTA Wolf driving the strike bike, and Private Chubby Rake, who was the MANTA Wolf driving the gun dog. Anyway, that's enough background story. This is the MANTA, and as you can see, we have various weapons here. We have projectiles, which you press that button down and they probably would have fired quite well in the 80s. Spring-loaded, and we've got replacements here. Here is another projectile, which again doesn't load, and this has been quite badly chewed by a dog, I'm informed. Seems like a strange thing for a dog to eat, unless it was a very small dog, or I don't know. Look at that! Look at those teeth marks. That must have been like a very odd dog. So there's the ship. This is, we'll say this is the Supreme Commander. We'll call him Bill Quest. I don't think it is Bill Quest. I think Bill Quest would have been a gold colour of sorts. Possibly. So, come on, Bill, let's focus on Bill's face. God, my camera's having real trouble. There we go. There's Bill. We'll call him Bill. What a chap. What a gent. Anyway, that's built. And at the front here we have two openings, two flaps that expose these little missile things, and the ship's roof comes off and exposes all these mini ships inside. And if you were designing a spaceship, this is how you would do it, isn't it? Look at these guys around the side, checking out the window, and this plethora of ships inside. And we've got a ramp here, because obviously being the MANTA ship, it can go on sea, land, air, and in space. It's pretty flexible. Here we have a little ship. I can't remember what this one's called, but it's got a little dude in it. We've also got this little one, which is a God, my camera's having trouble. This is a little, what would you call this? Propelled flying thing with jetpack. A propelled jetpack slash hovercraft thing. Here we've got the bike. This must be the bike which is driven by Corporal Scott Ramsey, I would say. Ramsey? There we go. That can be Ramsey. Get in your fucking bike. Get on your bike. There's Ramsey. Good old Ramsey. What a gent. Look at him on his bike. I notice they've got different helmets. This guy looks like he's got a different helmet. Is he from the same? He looks like a bad guy, doesn't he? He's got a V on him. He's got a, look at that helmet. That's a bit bad looking. And generally, the bad sides are portrayed in darker colours, aren't they? Racist as hell, but that's the way it seems to be. We also have this chopper style setup with a little chap who comes out. No rotor blades, or very. Oh, it's obviously it's a jet turbine. There you go. There's a jet turbine, and we can put a little chappy up here. And now we've got this little jobby, which has another jet device, and it's obviously a helicopter slash hydrofoil type landing thing, water. We've got what looks like the robot from that space film. My God, what's wrong with my memory? We also have another water type ship, and we have this ship at the back with two dudes in, this little ship, and oh my God, sorry guys, this one, which kind of looks a bit like a mech when you do that, but I think it's just some other type of craft. So, it's like a Flintstones car, look. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. So there we go. This is the MANTA Force crew. And what a ship it is. I mean, this, if you had this in the 80s, this is a proper 80s toy, isn't it? This is awesome. Even today. What a toy. And this, to have this is the pinnacle of the toy range. There we go, there's the MANTA Force logo on that side, and on that side as well. On the bottom here we have little rollers, because this is the lid, because this can actually go by itself like so and convert into a Stingray type vehicle. There was also a smaller version of this craft, which I believe was called the Stingray, which was for water use. kind of goes back on there. Those bits go back on the front. And there we go. We have the MANTA Force Ship. Looks a little bit like a Star Destroyer in its shape. There's the back. There's boosters. And there we go. That is the MANTA Force Ship. Let's just move out so we can get the full ship in the shot. Look at that. Amazing. There was a whole range of MANTA Force toys and accessories. There was like a bag, even cutlery. I suppose most like what you get today with similar large franchises. But this is just so much cooler, isn't it? Amazing. There we go. MANTA Force, the MANTA ship. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look. See you next time. Bye bye.